Welcome back to the final part of the Border Models 1/35th scale Bf109 G6 build, and it's more of a wrap-up and conclusion video than it is actually a building video, and that's predominantly because it's built. I've finished it. So if you remember where we left off on the last video, the model was fully painted, ready for satin varnish before decaling, and I did say that if I had any issues with the decals I would film it and let you know. Well, obviously I've not had any issues with the decals because they've gone down flawlessly. Beautifully thin decals in this kit, really nice, of the quality of Cartograph, and I did my usual decaling with Mr. Mark Setter and Softer to get them to bed down, and they conformed absolutely beautiful. Less than 24 hours to fully cure off and mold with the details on the surfaces. Another sealant coat of Tamiya XF23 satin varnish, and then on to the weathering. The weathering is what I've done on countless videos, and I would recommend, if you want to see the weathering I've employed here, go and look at my Catalina build, my Revell 1/48 Catalina build. Pretty much similar, not actually as extensive as I did on the Catalina, just a little bit. You can see a little bit of bleaching on the panels, but mainly it was just that sort of smoke or dirt, dark dirt type oil panel line wash, and then followed up with a little bit of selective panel fading, and then on the underside we have got a slightly heavier weathered look. So you can see that obviously it's the same dark dirt wash, which has really aided the contrast for the panel lines and the recessed rivets. And then where areas it's going to be more grimy, so for example we've got the drop tank is quite heavily weathered up for fuel stains and splashes. We've got quite heavily gun smoke affected underslung gun pods, and then the usual weathering where you've got dirt tracks for stuff spraying up off the wheels as it's taken off and landing, and then this accumulation of grime at the back of the wheel well that occurs with the wind flow over the dirty wheels and tyres that's dragging that detritus back over the wing, and some oil streaking underneath just from the back of the engine, just to give it a bit of life, really. It's not heavily weathered, but it's weathered to my taste, and weathering's to everybody's taste, so this might be over the top for some, it might not be realistic for others, but for me, I'm really happy with how this has come out, and I think it's really just brought those details of this kit to life. What else? Yes, what else indeed? So what I have done, and I'll zoom in for this if I can effectively, there we go. You will see this aircraft's got harnesses in. So I know I said I was building this out of the box, and I had all intentions of building it out of the box, but once I got to the point that it was complete, and it was fully complete, canopy on and everything, it just didn't look right not having harnesses in, and it's the one thing that this kit really needs, over and above all the other additions I put with the Red Fox instrument decal set. That seat not having harnessing in, it just like a huge hole in the cockpit. So I got a hold of an Edard set of 1/35th scale color harnesses on steel, so they're really nice and flexible, and the paint is flexible enough that it doesn't flake off, and I've added them to the model, and I actually managed to add them no problem at all, as is, you know, canopy and all, just some careful work with tweezers, a little bit of super glue, and hopefully you can see that they're in there, and it just finishes the model beautifully, and I'm really happy that I've done that. I don't know if you can see the Red Fox set in there. It's quite gloomy, as with all cockpits. That's another reason why I don't tend to put too much extra detail in other harnesses, because you never see it. But all in all, the cockpit's beautiful. and I'm really happy how it's come out. The cockpit glazing's fantastic. One thing for myself, I need to start masking the interior and spraying the interior framing as well as the exterior, because I've just done the old trick of interior color on the outside. So yeah, it's showing the right color through the RLM66, but it's shiny, so it's a little inaccurate. But on the whole, it is a reasonably good representation of a Bf109G for me. Last but not least, exhaust staining. So that was done just by using some sort of rubber black, NATO black, thinned heavily, so probably 80% thinners to 20% paint. Sprayed that with the airflow over the wing, and then some light grey to represent the lead coming out the fuel. And then what I actually did was put a sort of a brown, greasy brown enamel wash over the exhaust staining, just to give it that look of burnt oil coming out in the exhaust. And it just blended it down a little bit because it was quite stark. And then the final bit of weathering, and you'll see I haven't done any weathering over the guns at the front because I'm really not into that. But the final bit of weathering, I used some dark dirt enamels and oils here on the wing, just where the crew or the pilot was accessing the aircraft, just to grime it up a little bit. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, I have really enjoyed this build. The detail is spot on. The price of the kits are not too bad for what you get and the time it takes to build it. The overall size is just perfect for me. Now, I know it's a Marmite thing for 1/35th scale for a lot of modelers. I know we've got modelers that love the 1/72nd camp, and you've got 48th scale modelers, and you've got 32nd scale modelers. And this 1/35th scale modeling, it can engender a fierce debate amongst modelers, I have to say. But for me personally, I love this scale. I've got massive great hands, and my eyesight is not as good as it used to be, so having that slightly larger model makes it a little bit easier for me to achieve the level of modeling finish that I am looking for. And I really like that size, that sort of tactile finish of the model. It's quite an impressive model. And the 35th scale, it's a wormhole. When you really get into something, it's a wormhole. So not only have I done this one, I picked up this one, which I've completed. So that's the Border Model's 35th scale, FW190. I think it's an A6. And what a stunning model. So you think the Bf109's nice, you need to build this. It goes together as well, if not slightly better, than the 109 in regards to the engine positioning. It's fully detailed. There's a fully detailed gun bay in there. All it needs is a little bit of extra wiring, and you've got a fully detailed front end. The engine, the radial engine, is absolutely sublime. It's even better than the Daimler-Benz in the 109. And the cockpit is really nice, and it comes with harnesses, so you don't have to really, for this kit, you don't have to buy any extra. You can just build it straight out of the box, and it's down to the skill of the modeler. But I think you can see I've actually left the engine cowlings open, which is for me something I don't usually do. And I thought the engine was such a beautiful model in itself. Obviously taken quite a few photos of as I was building it, but I really wanted to display it with its engine covers open. Similar paint finish, similar weathering technique, and I'm really happy with these models. The only difference I've done with this particular model is I've got the canopy closed, and the canopy is closed purely down to simple aesthetics. If you look here, the end of the canopy, when it's wound back, it hangs over the back, and it's got this huge overhang, and I think it just spoils the line of the aircraft. So I've left the canopy closed just to get that overall look and feel of the 109. But just stunning models, absolutely stunning models. So there we go. This is the end of the build series for the Bf109, and a little bonus extra there, my completed Focke-Wulf 190. What next, I hear you say? Well, I've got plans, and that will be discussed in my next my bench update. I'm probably going to do a big 48 scale 4-engine bomber, but I've got the Stuka, so I'm going to get that trilogy of German aircraft. I'll get the Stuka built, and we'll have that 3 of them together, which will be lovely for a display. And I've also got the Zero now. And I'm thinking I might try and save up and get some more of these aircraft, because I really, really like them, and I hope Border come out with more than they've already advertised. Certainly, we'll be getting the SPD, and I'll be getting the Mustang when they come out. I'm an absolute convert to 35th scale aircraft, and if you want to see just a wicked comparison, here's something else I've been working on just for myself off camera. Been building it over a long time now. I've just gotten around to putting the hairspray on to do the winter whitewash. There is, I move them back a fraction. There is a 1/35th scale half track, German half track, 7-ton half track with the flak filling quad 20mm guns on it. Now you can see how big these aircraft are compared to vehicles. They're huge, single-seater fighters. So it shows you how much of a gravitas, I suppose you'd say, these aircraft have when they're on the modeling display bench. They're really, really good. So there we go. That's my Bf109 G6 from Border Models. What I'll do is we'll get the camera back up onto my face, and we'll do a little bit of closing sum up of the build. So there we go. Border Models. 1/35th scale Bf109 G6. Thoughts, as I usually finish these videos with. Well, I like it. Let's be honest, I really like it. As I just said in when we were doing the close-up there, I absolutely love the 1/35th scale aircraft modeling genre. It's just the perfect tactile scale for me as an individual modeler. I know it's a bit marmitey. Some people don't like it. You've got the purists that do 1/32nd, 1/48, and 1/72nd. And that's all fine, but I think the marketplace is more than big enough to accommodate 35th scale aircraft. And the possibilities for builds like this to be tailored into dioramas, including vehicles and figures and such like, are endless. They really are. You're limited to your imagination and how far that stretches. So it's a great concept, and I am so happy that I managed to build this kit and the way I built it and the extras I used for it, because they did make a huge difference to the cockpit. Ultimately, you're not going to see much of them. Let's be honest, the depth of the cockpit is nice and dark, so that beautiful red fox, photo etched decal set for the instrument panel. You don't see much of it, but it's in there, and we know it's in there. And I've got the photographs and the videos to reminisce over how nice it looked, even if you don't see much of it. And the one thing that I did add to the kit that wasn't in the box was the Edard steel etched color seat belts, because it needs it. Once you get that all built together and nothing on the seat, it's a huge cavernous seat to have no detail, and the harnesses just finish that model absolutely beautifully. So I'm really happy that I put them in, and it's a testament to the tolerances of the kit that you can actually fit them after the kit's fully constructed, and they fitted perfectly without too much trouble at all. So there we go. So overall thoughts, quality of the kit, good. A few finicky bits. I had trouble with the engine, whether that was me, whether it was the kit, I don't know. The fact I was closing it all up made it easier to realign the output shaft of the engine to get the propeller boss to sit correctly in the nose. It's possibly me, but it was a little bit difficult, should I say. So yeah, an area to watch if you're building it for yourself. But I have found a fix, and it's worked fine. No colour callouts, border models. Come on, every YouTuber that is building your kits or reviewing your kits are saying you need to put the color callouts in. It's an easy workaround. Just go on to ScaleMates and Google a 48th scale 109 G6. You've got the color callouts there, but it's so much easier if it's in the instructions when you're building it, that you don't have to scravel around and have a second set of instructions or a PDF or whatever to get your color callouts done. So that's a huge negative. It's not rocket science. Just get it done. Make it easier. You know, stop giving modelers a reason to complain. There endeth the sermon. Quality of plastic parts, excellent. Minimal burring, no flash, perfect fit pretty much every time, and good options as well around the kit, whether you want the underslung guns or you want the underslung rocket pods or you want it clean. You've got those options to work that kit in. Quite a few decal options, and obviously a lot more color schemes that were given on the instructions. How accurate they are, I'm not sure, but compared to the Edard instructions for the same aircraft, there weren't just too many variances. A little bit here and there, but I can live with the paint callouts and the decals as they came out of the box. So, quality of parts good, quality of fit good, overall finish excellent, and generally a brilliant model. Beautiful to paint, responds to weathering absolutely fantastically, and all in all, it's a damn good model and a really enjoyable build, and that is the most important thing. You need to enjoy what you're doing, and I really enjoyed this build. So, for the cost of the kit, would I recommend it? There's the big thought process. I would say yes, I would. A resounding yes. It's not too expensive. You can shop around, you can get a good deal on this kit, and it's comparable to many 48th scale twin engine bombers basically, and a lot cheaper than some nowadays. So I highly recommend this kit, and I recommend it for somebody maybe even that is moving from the beginning stages in the modeling or returning to the modeling hobby to a more intermediate modeler, because it works that well. And if you've got the basic skill set, there's no reason why you can't turn out a fantastic model. And you know, this is a model that I absolutely love. I mean, I love the Bf109, so I am going to be able to display this with great pride. And as I said in the video, not only did I like it that much, I was that enthused, I built myself a 190 as well, which, if you think the Bf109 is a good kit, you need to build this kit, because that is a fantastic kit. I mean, an absolutely outstanding kit. It goes together really well. Superb level of detail. The radial engine in that kit is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I really, these two aircraft are mojo builders for me. I would build them again in a heartbeat. As I said, I've got the Stuka and I have got the Zero, and I do intend to build both those aircraft within the next 6 months without a doubt, and they are high on my list. So there we go. I am happy to receive any comments, suggestions and critique. These are my opinions I express, and I expect there are other people who hold different opinions, and I know there are potential accuracy issues within the kit or kits that may detract from purists that know an awful lot about these subjects. But for someone like me, who's a generalist, looking at it, it looks like a Bf109. Yeah, it's good enough. Then I'm happy with that. But feel free to put any comments in the comment section below. I appreciate everyone who takes time to put a comment in, and I will always read, or I do read every one of them and endeavour to answer them back as well. If you want to support the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and if you do that, remember to hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my future content, and give me a thumbs up. It all helps the YouTube algorithm to keep the channel growing and reaching a wider audience. Nothing more to say really, is thank you for watching. Hopefully you've got to the end of this video, got to the end of the build series, and you like what you see. Until next time guys, stay safe and happy modeling.